Hi everybody, my name's Emily and I am a kids pastor in Orange County, California. I have been a kids pastor for 4 years now, starting my 5th year in January 2021. Crazy how time totally flies by. I love my job. My job is so much fun. It has the ability to bring me joy like nothing else, and I continue to do it year after year because kids matter. The relationship with Jesus matters. Them experiencing joy matters, and especially during this time, it matters. I decided, you know what? I need to search everything I can about how people run these children's ministries in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, what are people doing? What's going on? So of course I come on YouTube and I search all this stuff. And I noticed that the thing I keep finding over and over and over again is, here's our service. Check out this video. And it's never really something that's like shows me how to run a children's ministry in the middle of a pandemic. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try new things. I'm just gonna test things out. I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna try things I've never tried before. And I'll be the first to tell you, I am not the expert when it comes to running a children's ministry in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, who really is actually, because this is something we've all never done before, right? Doing children's ministry completely virtual takes a lot of intentionality. It takes a lot of effort and time. I just want to say that if the only thing you're doing for your children's ministry during this season is sending videos for parents to watch, I promise you it's not going to be enough to sustain your ministry long term. And because we all don't know what's going to happen in the near future, in the year 2021, we have to start thinking about, how do we capitalize on the time? How do we take what's going on and we teach our kids and we're there for them and we really run a really phenomenal ministry. I don't know everything, but I'm hoping that by joining this channel, by checking it out, I'm going to give you very, very, very practical tips, things that you can do to help you grow your ministry, to help your ministry flourish, to help your kids flourish during this time. And I am praying for you. Please know that. I hope that doing ministry in the pandemic can actually be a joyful experience for you, that you can figure out how this can fit you in some kind of way. So some very practical things I'm going to give you guys on this when it comes to how do I run a children's ministry in the pandemic. Very practical things. Some of those is really, one, fine-tuning your vision. What do you really want to see your ministry become? What do you want for your children? What do you want for the parents? And what do you want for the volunteers that take their time? Okay, I'm going to talk about also how to start with a small team. What kind of team do you really need during this time? Because it looks very different than it used to look when people would come on Sundays and they would teach the kids in their Sunday school classrooms, right? It's very, very different. What does worship look like in the middle of a pandemic, right? Also, things like VBS, Vacation Bible School. How in the world do you run a VBS when the pandemic's going on? Can you actually do that? Is that possible? Things like connecting with families. What are very personal ways? Things about accessibility. How do you become accessible as the children's pastor? I'm going to go over with how to use Zoom. Very practical, right? How to use it to benefit your ministry. I'm going to go over things like how to check kids in a very safe way. What's a good way that you can do that? How can you track who's been coming and who still needs to come? I'm going to go over, what do you do with kids that haven't come in a long time, that you haven't seen, right? Other things I've thought of that we've been doing that has been so beautiful and so beneficial is drive-through events. How to run a successful drive-through event for your kids and families at church. Another thing, what role does Facebook play in this? What role does social media play in you running a successful children's ministry? That's a super important question, because you can actually use social media to really help you in communicating with families. Very, very, very important stuff. I'll also talk about deliveries. Who gets deliveries from you personally as the kids pastor, or from other people on your team, right? What's the purpose of doing deliveries? How do you even go about doing deliveries? Who gets them? Why do we do it? What's it for, right? And of course, I'm going to talk about games. Lots of games that you can do online with kids, particularly if you use the Zoom portal. It is really great. You can definitely facilitate lots and lots of different games. I'll talk about things on Zoom, such as utilizing breakout sessions with certain teachers and kids and how to do that. It is very possible to have intimate connection with children and really get to know them and go to a totally different level with them. So I'm going to go over so many of those things. Trust me, you're not going to miss any of it. I have plenty more, and if there's more topics as we go, I'm sure more will come up, but you can always reach out to me and let me know if you thought of something else that you're like, man, I would love to see this kind of talked about. Like I said, I'm learning myself. There's a lot of things I don't know. So I look forward to learning and journeying with you. I'm really hoping that this will be a huge blessing for you in your ministry, even if you're just getting started, that maybe you're just getting started again, trying to figure out what to do next and where to go from here. So may it be a huge blessing for you.